Europe continues to actively help us return the temporarily occupied territories. The leaders of the EU countries overwhelmingly, unanimously reaffirm their full support for Ukraine for as long as it takes for us to win, not only in words but also in deeds. This is how we can briefly summarize the results of President Volodymyr Zelensky's visit to the several European countries. But more about this tour in our story.
Our priority is offensive action. This is how President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelenskyy briefly outlined the main goal of his meetings with his European counterparts. In Rome, Berlin, Paris and London, he once again asked our partners and allies to provide more weapons to launch a counter-offensive against enemy positions and liberate the temporarily occupied territories. And in London, he even announced the creation of a Ukrainian-British coalition of fighter jets to protect our skies. According to Volodymyr Zelenskyy, very little more is needed, both in terms of weapons and time. However, he did not disclose any details.
3 long days, and our soldiers and our country are getting stronger. I'm sure of that. Much stronger. We are returning home with new defense packages, more new, more powerful weapons for the front line, more protection for our people, more political support.
The main thing is that some European leaders have demonstrated a radical change in their attitude to how to end Russia's bloody war in Ukraine. While some European heads of state immediately expressed their full support for Ukraine from the outbreak of full-scale aggression, there were others who initially preferred to talk to Putin. Fortunately, their attitude has changed dramatically. For example, here is what France promised Ukraine following Volodymyr Zelenskyy's meeting with Emmanuel Macron.
The military support provided by France since the beginning of the war in order to allow Ukraine to defend itself continues, as new packages are being prepared, constantly taking into account the most urgent and immediate needs of Ukraine to strengthen its defense capabilities. France is aiming at providing full capacities in all the areas. In the coming weeks, France will train and equip several battalions with tens of armored vehicles and light tanks. Besides, France is focusing its efforts in supporting Ukraine's air defense capabilities in order to defend its population against Russian strikes.
Moreover, the leadership of the European Union has also anonymously appealed to the so-called G7 countries not to expand military assistance to Ukraine, but also to speed it up.
I also expect the leaders to rally behind 2 main principles. The one is that we will keep supporting Ukraine for as long as it takes. And the second principle is nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. As long as it takes must translate basically into stable financial support, of course also beyond 2023, and accelerated military support focused on the now and here. And nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine means very strong support for President Zelenskyy's peace formula.
And while people in Ukraine and abroad are wondering when our counteroffensive will begin, Europe is making it clear that whenever it starts, the entire civilized world will be with us until we win.
Ukraine is here, and Ukraine is Europe. Glory to Ukraine! Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Latest news, trends and analytics on Spotlight Ukraine. Like, share and subscribe.